Renovation challenge, day 28. And it's too bad this was a short month because I needed a couple of more days to actually finish this. Room 1. So what's done in here? This wall was actually just polished and put on some wallpaper. New list by the floor. This board polished, new paint. Behind here, most of it tore down and rebuilt. This one just polished to look good. Never mind this for now. In here, pretty much the same thing. These rooms were pretty good shape to begin with. So rebuilding this wall with wallpaper. Same thing here. And this radiator actually almost fell off, so I have to rebuild all the wall behind it. Not 100% done yet, but about an hour more work, maybe something like that. Everything else done. And then this room, this was in terrible shape, and this doesn't really do it justice, but it actually looks really good now. This took us the entire month, more or less. Everything had to be torn down. I don't know if you remember, I'm going to post some before and after pictures. But the beams were not exposed, so we had to rip down the ceiling, clean up the beams by polishing them a couple of days, and then oil them up, but they look really great now. And this part right here, more or less a couple of decimeters, that was actually broken, and you can almost see the roof from there, so we had to rebuild all this from scratch using plasterboards and easy fill and beams, more or less. This again rebuilt, everything was torn down, painted. And this part right here, actually you can still see here, this is what it was like before. Just nothing there. So we built a ledge to put in spotlights in, and there are no straight angles at all in this apartment. You can actually see if you watch from here, no straight angles at all, but this is actually straight, so we had to measure everything and do the math to get it straight. This one did not go all the way up, so we had to build a solution for the top part of it. Okay, we try again. Kitchen, everything torn out and rebuilt. This was actually what surprised me as how easy this was, both removing and replacing. All the plumbing is done. There's only electricity left, and I'm not allowed to do that, so that's pretty much why it looks like this. And maybe one day of work to finish it all up. And again, built in some more spotlights. You can never have too many spotlights. Everything here painted and walls cleaned up. Bathroom will be not my problem. So that's pretty much it. And I'm going to sum up all the costs and to put down on paper everything that's been done to this apartment to show you full transparency. So stay tuned. Renovation challenge was a time demanding one. It was very fun. I do not regret doing it, even if I did not really finish it. So to sum everything up, 95 square meter apartment in a building from 1789, and it was actually kind of complicated. I cannot imagine anything harder than an old building, actually, because nothing was even. Everything was more or less 90 degrees plus minus 10 degrees, so everything you need to be calculated, and a lot of stuff was in bad shape, so when you started tearing something down, more than you wanted to come down actually went down. We spent about 120 hours each. There was 2 of us doing this, none of us with experience from building. Looking back, we spent a lot of time going to get tools and equipment that we didn't know that we needed. So if we've done everything right from the beginning, we would have easily finished this challenge, but it was too time demanding and the lack of experience slowed everything down. When it comes to cost, it's about $13,000 in total, which is very, very low considering what we did for this. And the only thing that I actually bought was help from an electrician, and I also calculated the bathroom into this one. So step by step, bedroom. Wallpaper was the most expensive thing in this one, and it was about $300. The paint was about $100, and then there's some lists and some random stuff that we needed to buy. So about $100 there as well, and less than 10 hours I would say it took to finish this room. It was in very good shape to begin with. It must have been kind of recently renovated. Same goes for the office. Wallpaper, most expensive part, paint other, and again about 10 hours. Then we come to the living room. This was what took us about 100 hours each. We tore down the ceiling. The beams were in really bad shape and everything was more or less falling apart. So we had to rebuild everything, and since nothing was straight, we had to find a solution and build a solution for every single inch of the living room. So plasterboards for the ceiling about 300, the paint at least 100, maybe even more. Spent a lot of money on easy fill, about $200. Oil and random treatments for the beams since they were in such bad shape, about $100. Built-in spotlights, about $200, and other $100. And as I said, at least $100 on this one. Then there's a kitchen, and unfortunately it's not finished, but I'm going to post a video or a picture of the kitchen when it's done. It's going to be real awesome. So it went from this really old-fashioned, boring looking kitchen to nothing at all to almost done. What needs to be done is to actually do the electricity here so that I can attach the boards to the back and put tiles on them, and then the fan needs to go up, and then the upper part of the oven. So I'd say a day maybe, then it's done. Kitchen itself, we bought it real cheap from HTH, about $2,000. We went and got it ourselves and ripped down the old kitchen ourselves and built the new one ourselves. So I don't think you can get away much cheaper than that. It was not a whole lot. Oven 300, fan 200, paint 1,000, and again quite expensive spotlights built in. And I'd say about 30 hours time, and that's single, so that's more or less I worked on the kitchen on my own. Bathroom, no updates, it hasn't started yet, but it's going to be about 2 weeks work. The work itself is going to be $5,000, tiles are $7,000, sink $300, shower $300, and washer dryer $900. And the coolest part about this apartment is going to be completely voice activated, so everything will be connected as a smart home. So if I want to put the lights on, I just say put the lights on in the living room or put the lights on in the kitchen, and it does. And I can also tell it to dim the lights to 5%, and it will. I can set alarm when I go to bed at night. I can say to put the alarm at 7:30. I can tell it to make it 2 degrees warm in the apartment, it will. I can say order me a taxi. I can say make me coffee, or play some music from Justin Bieber if I want to. And that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed this one.